David Benavidez Sr., David Benavidez' dad, says that Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez couldn't beat Canelo Alvarez due to the wear and tear that his body has experienced for over 10 years and up. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So David Benavidez Sr. comes out and says that Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez could be the one to beat Canelo Alvarez due to the wear and tear on his body for over 10 plus years. Here's my take on the whole situation. I think that David Benavidez Sr. does have a point. And I'm going to tie into why Adrian Reynoso doesn't want to fight Benavidez. Okay, if you know, okay, let's say Canelo Alvarez, he's been in the game for 16 years now, okay? Canelo Alvarez is probably going to fight David Benavidez, okay? It makes no sense on why you should wait till you're 33 years old to give David Benavidez a shot. I mean, Canelo Alvarez, you know, he gives a lot of opponents shots, but give David Benavidez a shot. Canelo, you're the king at 168. If you feel like that he's ready, you should go get him out of there. Don't wait until Benavidez is 26, 27 years old and he start to get in a season prime, and then he start to really make adjustments in the ring, because that's going to be the hardest version of Benavidez. Right now, Benavidez doesn't have the best defense. Canelo beats him easy. I feel like Canelo has better footwork. I feel like Canelo has better punch placement, combination. I feel like Canelo, for a short guy with a short arm reach, he's very accurate with his punches. He pick and choose his shots precisely. I think that David Benavidez, now Canelo can get him out of there. Now, David Benavidez Sr. says that Jermall Charlo has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. Well, we don't know. Jermall Charlo looked pretty bad in his last few fights against Karbov. Sergey Derevyanchenko he looked okay against Sergey Derevyanchenko and Juan Montiel. And I don't think that Jermall Charlo beats Canelo Alvarez. Now, if Jermall Charlo is disciplined, wear Canelo Alvarez down from the body instead of headhunting all the time, yeah, you can break Canelo Alvarez down. But breaking Canelo Alvarez down is not an easy task, okay? You have to legitimately fight Canelo's fight, move, get in, get out, stick the jab in his face, make him feel something. When you pop that jab, you make him feel something with the jab. The jab is really going to determine the fight, and the footwork and cutting the ring off can be majority of the fight. And even if Caleb Plant was a little bit versatile, had a little bit more pop, Canelo would have not been walking him down the way he was walking him down. But let's get to David Benavidez here. So David Benavidez says Canelo Alvarez can be beat by Charlo and David Benavidez, which is his son, because of the wear and tear on your body. Well, that's absolutely true. I know people ain't gonna want to like it, but you know, Canelo Alvarez is about to be in his 17th year in boxing soon. So Canelo Alvarez, you know, is getting older. You know, he's not getting younger, and Canelo Alvarez probably has good 4 years left in his absolutely prime. Once he starts reaching that 36, 37 mark, it's going to be wondering, like, look, Canelo, you winning, but it's time for you to get out the sport, because you're going to wind up messing around and losing. So if Canelo Alvarez waits to fight David Benavidez, and some of you guys say David Benavidez doesn't have experience, okay, I'm gonna debunk this right here, okay? When you're a fighter with 20 plus fights, you have experience, okay? When Canelo Alvarez was 23 years old, this man has plenty of experience. He had 44 fights, guys. 44 fights. And people still running around here saying, oh, he wasn't ready for Floyd Mayweather. That doesn't make any sense. If he was ready for Floyd Mayweather, right, he would have had like 10, 15 fights. Yeah, we could like say, oh, Canelo's not ready yet. But the man had 44 plus fights. I guess people doesn't get that language, okay? But over the years, Canelo Alvarez, his body is wearing down from the wear and tear. We don't know how many shots left Canelo Alvarez can take. I think Canelo Alvarez has a good 4 years left in him, or might be 3 years. Depends on what Canelo Alvarez is going to do once he accomplishes certain goals. Canelo Alvarez might try to beat the two-time undisputed champion at 168 and 175. But I think for Canelo Alvarez, he needs to go ahead and clean out this division. It doesn't matter if Benavidez has experience or not. He's calling you out. He feels like he can beat you. And I feel like Canelo can knock him out within 7 to 8 rounds because of the defense of Benavidez. Benavidez believes that throwing punches and call shit on the wind and walking forward old George Foreman style, that's not going to work, okay? And I'm going to debunk this here as well, okay? Canelo Alvarez shouldn't give David Benavidez a shot because David Benavidez isn't disciplined. The dude made 169 when he fought Kyron Davis. And he was talking hella crap and excited that he made 169. How are you going to compete with Canelo Alvarez if you can't acclimate to the weight? That makes no sense. And David Benavidez Sr., even if Canelo Alvarez is 33 years old and David Benavidez is, 25, 26 at that time, I still have Canelo Alvarez beating him. Because, like I said before, guys, Canelo Alvarez trains like he got nothing at all. He trains like he ain't got a house, a car. You guys know the scenario. He trains like it's still day one to him. This is why Canelo Alvarez is good. He's not an easy opponent to beat. No, Canelo's not easy for nobody. The man only had one loss to Floyd Mayweather, okay? Canelo Alvarez just wasn't experienced enough. Well, in Floyd Mayweather's eyes, he wasn't experienced. But in my eyes, he was experienced. He just didn't make adjustments. If you want to argue that Canelo Alvarez was too young, there's no statement there. You can say he was too young, but Canelo Alvarez had the experience. The only thing that Canelo Alvarez didn't have is he didn't have the high ring IQ. Yeah, Canelo Alvarez knew certain moves. He knew how to do this and do that, but he just didn't have the ring IQ at that time. Look at the difference between when Canelo was 23 years old and look at him now since he's 31. His ring IQ has translated. Canelo Alvarez was thinking that he was the baddest fighter because he was 44-0. But when you go up against Floyd Mayweather was styling on you because your ring IQ wasn't acclimated to his ring IQ. So I try to make a fair assessment with that. But the point of the matter is, guys, David Benavidez Sr. says that Charlo and David Benavidez could have a shot at beating Canelo Alvarez due to the wear and tear on his body through 16 plus years, 10 plus years, if you whatever you want to call it. I don't think that's the case, okay? Floyd Mayweather, had all that wear and tear on his body. Floyd Mayweather has been buzzed numerous of times, but he weathered the storm. Canelo Alvarez, he been buzzed one good time. But this is where I say Canelo Alvarez made the adjustment here, okay? Canelo Alvarez, when he got hit by Jose Cotto, okay, something woke Canelo Alvarez up. Oh, my God, I got to get better on defense. You guys seen that fight when he almost got knocked out by Jose Cotto? He made the adjustments. Since then, when has the last time we ever really seen Canelo get buzzed? I haven't seen him get buzzed in a long time. And people feel like David Benavidez is going to do it. Well, I don't believe so because Canelo Alvarez bends at the hips. Canelo Alvarez, it would be easy for him to dodge Benavidez punches because Benavidez is a taller fighter. Benavidez is going to be looking to fight Canelo's fight. And he's going to set himself to get knocked out if he trades with Canelo in the pocket. That's just how I feel. But I don't think that the wear and tear Canelo Alvarez has suffered is bad. I think Canelo Alvarez can go all the way up to he's 40 years old. Because Canelo Alvarez, he's responsible on defense at times. He may get popped with a jab. He may get tired of the head movement because I understand what Canelo Alvarez was saying. You do move your head a lot, and it does wear you down faster than moving, in my opinion. By Canelo Alvarez, having some problems, okay? He do have some knee problems. I can admit that. But he still doesn't have the best footwork. But Canelo Alvarez is good at bending at the hips, and he has to use his head, which applies his stamina to drain down faster because I can see why moving your head for 12 rounds can wear you out. And as you guys can see, when he fought Caleb Plant, that head movement Canelo Alvarez was doing, it was wearing him down. So, but guys, I don't want to keep this video too long. David Benavidez Sr. believes that Jermall Charlo and his son can beat Canelo Alvarez because of the wear and tear on his body. I don't think that's the case. I think the money is going to get money and girls and fame is going to get Charlo knocked out. And I think David Benavidez defense and lack of preparation for a fight is going to get him knocked out. But with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.